Sweet Baby Inc. is in full-on damage control, full-on crisis mode right now. They are playing the fake victim, and this is playing out exactly like you would expect it to play out. Because Sweet Baby Inc. are the ones that threw the first stones. They're the ones that attacked gamers. They're the ones that try to get people deplatformed. They are the ones that did this. And now, because people have responded to Sweet Baby Inc.'s hate campaign against gamers, now Kim Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., is playing the fake victim every single time. This is how it plays out. Now, Smash JT has a great video on this, and we're going to react to that here in just a minute, but we're going to hop over to that part place right now. Sweet Baby Inc. redesigns its website to remove client and game list as well as hide its woke agenda. So right here it says, the website previously made it abundantly clear that the company was attempting to inject woke ideology into its video games with an About Us section that declared, "Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone." It also featured an outreach section, and it stated, "New and marginalized talent can change this industry if given the proper support, and we want to provide this through our outreach program." It also listed various projects the company had worked on, and this is a list of all of the games and projects that the company had worked on. Furthermore, the company also shared a client list, and here's all of the companies that the client list shared. And these sections have all been removed and replaced. Now the company describes itself as an award-winning team of writers and narrative designers who help make stories better. With over 30 games shipped from AAA, indie, and solo developers, we are not just contractors. We are storytellers who can take your project to the next level. Damage control is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely glorious. Now, this video of Kim Belair, I don't know when exactly this was recorded, but it was uploaded yesterday. And the likes and the dislikes are disabled, and the comments are turned off, because of course they are. Of course they are. So it says, writer and narrative designer Kim Belair is the CEO and co-founder of Sweet Baby, a Montreal-based narrative development company that works with game companies to strengthen their storytelling, including advocating for authentic representation of marginalized characters, spawning a conspiratorial backlash right out of Gamergate's playbook. So, victim narrative being built. Now, Smash JT has this really great video over on his channel. We're going to watch this video. I'm going to leave a link below to Smash JT's YouTube channel, so make sure you go and check that out. Also, Cabrutus has these client list over on his Twitter account. So, if you want to go over to Cabrutus's Twitter account, he has the client list that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't want you to know about. But these are all the companies that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked with in the past, so keep that in mind. Here we go.
I am the crazed CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., the DEI-obsessed censorship mafia who is currently ruining and wokeifying all of the video games that you've ever played.
Well, that's a pretty accurate description. Good job, Kim Belair. Good job.
Every time you think Sweet Baby Inc. can't get any more shady, they go ahead and up the ante. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. The entire Sweet Baby Inc. website has been completely renovated with huge areas and gaps removed, including client lists, the companies they've worked with, the games they've worked on. Everything that they referenced previously is just poof, gone without a trace, with no explanation, and the only thing you can think of is they're trying to hide some evidence.
100%. That's exactly what they're doing. This means that gamers have had a massive impact on them, and they don't want you to know who they are. They don't want you to know the things that they are saying. They don't want you to be able to talk about it because they are ashamed of it, because it has had a negative impact on their company, because no one wants to be connected to them. Their name is toxic now, and I'm using that in the right standard of the word, not the nonsensical social media standard. Their name is a disease at this point, and they know that, and they are doing full-on damage control right now. This is what happens when you mess around with gamers.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down Sweet Baby Inc. completely locking down their website and giving just the bare bones information of what this company even offers others in the first place. Sweet Baby Inc. has completely redesigned their entire website, scrubbing away any significant amounts of info that used to detail their partnerships and projects with other companies. Gone are the pages that link their name to specific games and developers, now being replaced with a bare bones overview of what they claim to be offering the game industry. If this is not an attempt to dodge the growing backlash against their work, I don't know what is, because this right here is a perfect example of, what are you trying to hide? Why are you pulling these things away? Why are you deleting them? Why are you removing them? The last time we saw this happening was with Square Enix, and everyone raised their eyebrows like, whoa, Square Enix must have asked to be removed from this page because they're probably getting some backlash from the community for being associated with them in the first place, aka the minority of people, as they always try to claim, are making a huge impact on sales, and these companies are starting to realize it and don't want to be associated with this company.
And that's exactly how it should be. Gamers are not going to put up with this nonsense. They're just not going to do it. Now, again, that's not to say, like, you can make whatever game you want. The market's going to determine the market. Concord is a classic example of that. How did that work out for you? How'd that work out, Concord? Massive development time, massive budget, complete and total failure because no one wanted to play a DEI project. No one. I talk about BattleBit Remastered all the time, and while I'm not sure how that game's doing now, obviously its first 6 months to a year or whatever, it sold several million copies. I think only 3 people worked on BattleBit Remastered, and people loved it because it was a video game meant to be fun and made for the right reasons, not for DEI purposes, not for ESG money, not for any of that. Simply put, a video game made to be fun. And at the core, that's all video games need to be, and you will find some level of success. As long as you know how to budget your projects, you will find some level of success every single time. But when you have these DEI projects and the number one goal is diversity, inclusion, and representation, then it's going to fail. Star Wars Outlaws, another great example of that. Everything else suffered because identity was at the forefront of this. It's a Lucasfilm project. It's a Ubisoft project. So, of course, we have to have representation. How about make a good game? How about honor the IP? How about honor George Lucas's Star Wars? How about make something that Star Wars fans care about? No. We have to have identity. So identity was all they cared about, and everything else suffered along the way. That is how social justice DEI propaganda works. Everything else is going to suffer when that's at the forefront.
I got back from seeing Wild Robot with my family at the movies, and great movie, by the way. Highly recommend it. If you haven't gone, check it out. It's well worth watching in the theaters, but that's neither here nor there. I just ended up coming back to my computer from watching that and loaded up some internet pages because I was like, oh, what's new in the World Wide Web? What's happening with gaming today? And one of my old tabs I had open was a Sweet Baby Inc. projects page. And I was like, oh, I always like to try to refresh this every couple months just to see if there's anything different. I'm like, let me refresh it. And I load it up and it's just like error page not found. And I'm like, what? Well, that's weird. Let me refresh it again. Same problem. Not there. And I'm like, well, did they move the projects page? Did they maybe put it somewhere else? So that I went to the home page and I realized the banner that used to show a ton of information that you could click on, previously showing projects, approach, outreach, newsletter, contact, and français, because it's a French-Canadian company. They have both languages because it makes sense. They're located in Canada, Kim Blair, right next door to the Ubisoft offices. She used to work there, all the backroom deals, all the club that they're in. We already talked about all this. But specifically with Sweet Baby Inc.'s website, they used to have all these offers and information at the banner at the top. And now, contact and English. And that's it. It's the same exact website I used to go to. I had to go to the Wayback Machine.
They are ashamed, and their bottom line has suffered. If your bottom line was not suffering, if you were actually growing, if you were actually proud, you would not be hiding this. Now, you can claim that it's some hate harassment campaign, but again, we have the facts. And the facts are you tried to take down Cabrutus's Steam page. That's what you tried to do. Because what did Cabrutus do? He simply just put the facts out there about Sweet Baby Inc. That's what he did. That's all he did. Sweet Baby Inc. detected. He put that out there. Sweet Baby Inc. employees tried to target that page. They got declined over their cancellation attempts on that, and then it just spiraled out of control from there, and the rest is history. So you can play the fake victim all you want, but the facts are on the table. The truth is on the table, and that's where we are. And now, because so many people have realized who you are and found out who you are and exposed who you are, now you're trying to run from that idea. You can try, but the internet is forever.
Machine, not the Internet Archive, because that's down right now, but I went to another Internet Archive that showed the old site, and yeah, it is completely different than it used to be. And I was like, oh, okay, let me go investigate this website. Let's see if they moved it all to the homepage and just changed how it navigates, maybe? I don't know, this is weird. But nope, now when you go to the homepage, you're greeted with Sweet Baby Inc. is an award-winning team of writers and narrative designers who help make stories better. With over 30 games shipped from AAA, indie, and solo developers, we are not just contractors, we are storytellers who can take your project to the next level.
Okay.
What next level would that be? Because I'm going to need a source on what you're referencing here, and I would love to know what the award givers are for these award-winning writers at Sweet Baby Inc. Other than that, it goes into some other generic information below it. It just shows Usual June with screenwriting and consultation for Spider-Man 2, and of course Alan Wake 2 with the authenticity and sensitivity readings.
This is a DEI disaster. This is DEI backfiring. Woke propaganda is always a failing process. Always. I will repeat what I've said many times about wokeness. Let me get him off that weird pause there. But wokeness is a disease. It's always been a disease. And if you invite a disease into your body actively, you are asking for trouble. Now, if you have a healthy body, it takes a little bit more time for that disease to have any real effects. If you don't have a healthy body, then that disease can take it over pretty quickly. So that's why we've seen some projects will just get eaten alive very quickly by the wokeness disease, while other projects take a little more time because they have a bigger platform. Maybe they have a bigger following. Maybe they have a bigger level of success. But once you invite that in, it will always destroy whatever it is part of. Always, unless you get rid of it, unless you cut it out. That is like any disease. Wokeness is a disease. There is never a good reason to have anything woke or any person woke involved with your business or your company, because they will ultimately destroy your company if they have time to spread their bullshit throughout that company.
That's so important for gamers to care about. And it all begs the question, if a company is so proud of their work and their efforts in the game industry, wouldn't they be proud to share it with everyone out there and say, look what we do, look at the good services we provide to the community, and here's all the information, being fully transparent with people? No, of course not, because they already know what they do is a complete sham.
If you haven't heard of Sweet Baby Inc., thank you. That's actually how I prefer it.
They create problems just for the sole reason of justifying their job existence in the first place, to try to solve the very problems that they've created.
So yeah, you've either heard us from all of these wonderful games, or perhaps you're familiar with the nearly year-long hate campaign that has been waged against us as a team.
Year-long hate campaign right there. So you've got all of these thumbnails from all of these toxic gamers. Is Geeks and Gamers in there? I hope so. You got Chris Kindred. I see a tweet from Chris Kindred. Obviously, you've got Asmongold there. You've got Papa Gundam. You got Vera Dark. You've got Hypnotic. There's so many. I am very disappointed the Geeks and Gamers thumbnail is not on there. I don't see one. But yes, so the CEO has issues. That's a good one. You got Rev there. It's really good stuff. shout out to all of these creators for calling this garbage company out for what it is.
You're familiar with the nearly year-long hate campaign that has been waged against us as a team.
Kim Belair, Sweet Baby Inc.'s co-founder, often claims in interviews that its backlash against her company is simply rooted in hate campaigns against them. But if that were true, wouldn't they want to more openly stand behind their projects and showcase the positive impact that they claim to be having? You know, like I said, be more transparent and say, yeah, I know there's a lot of people coming at us right now because they feel like what we do is not necessary, but here's what we do, here's the actual information, and we can prove to you why we are necessary in the game industry. Their attempt to sweep things under the rug here is shady as all hell, plain and simple. The more they try to distance themselves from the backlash, the more the spotlight is getting turned on them.
100%.
The website redesign underscores again that they're feeling the pressure and trying to control the narrative. But that won't stop the truth from getting out there. Instead of open transparency, which would allow them to defend their work against what they always try to claim and label us as baseless criticism, Sweet Baby Inc. is going the opposite direction, opting to shield themselves even further in the very industry that they're claiming that they want to improve, and that somehow the gamers pointing out what they're doing are the bad guys for simply giving the full picture to everyone.
What's interesting is you have Sweet Baby Inc. and companies like Sweet Baby Inc. that they seem to think that gamers are just one group of people that have all the same opinions and they operate the same exact way. And that just shows a fundamental misunderstanding of gaming and gamers, because that's just not the case at all. And anybody that's in this industry understands that. You have so many different type of gamers out there, and gamers don't all just get along. It's not like every type of gamer is just out here and like, oh yeah, man, we all just get along. We all respect each other. That is not how it goes at all. I mean, you have the console gamers versus the PC gamers. You have PlayStation versus Xbox. You have Xbox and PlayStation versus Nintendo. You have all console gamers and all PC gamers against mobile gamers. They all have their different opinions and the different way that they look at things. Years ago, I went to an MLG event. It was I believe I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'll never forget it. You had Call of Duty Black Ops, you had Halo 3, I believe, and you had StarCraft. You couldn't ask for a different group of people in each one of those video games. And the way that they viewed each other was incredible. Like, essentially, StarCraft people looked down on Halo people, and Halo people looked down on Call of Duty players. Call of Duty players looked down on StarCraft players and Halo players. But at least Halo and StarCraft players collectively hated Call of Duty players. It was just weird, different group of people. All different, all thinking that they are better than the other group of people, because that's the type of pride and the type of mentality that gamers have. And it's not like they're all just like, oh yeah, we're all gamers here. We're all just here to have fun and get along and, you know, just sing songs and hold hands. That's not gaming at all. And Sweet Baby Inc. seems to think that, and it's absolutely hilarious.
People were kind of talking like, I've discovered a secret Canadian company. Like, these are the guys who did it. And the discovery that they had made was actually like our public-facing website that we advertise our services on, and which you can go to right now if you'd like to collaborate with us or just learn more. It's not hidden, and if it is, it's very bad, because it's at sweetbabyinc.com.
What Sweet Baby Inc. is failing to realize...
It is hidden, though. You've hidden everything. Now, again, at the time, they probably had not hidden everything at that point in time, but 100% now you've hidden from all of what you claim to stand for, because you are getting absolutely exposed by gamers.
Realize is that gamers are not easily fooled, and what turned a mountain out of a molehill was the way they've been so dodgy about everything from Jump Street, all the way going back to Chris Kindred trying to get Cabrutus canceled, and everyone being like, whoa, that's kind of weird. A company typically doesn't step out of line and try to attack a single gamer for daring to acknowledge the games that they work on. It's kind of weird. They probably think that scrubbing away traces of their involvement in certain projects will help them evade the conversation, but in reality, they just invited an entirely new level of scrutiny. What are they hiding? And if they're so proud of their work, why not put it all on display? The same thing we always say when it comes to this. Be more transparent with your customers. Let people know what you're doing, why you're doing it. We want to know. We're the customers. We're buying your game. Why are you hiding it from us? And the website itself is a complete jumbled mess. The outreach and workshops area where you click the Learn More button is the same exact location where if you click the Contact Us Here button under Interested in Working with Us, they bring you to the same exact page. But yet they're two different sections and two different buttons. Really professional web page design they got going here, which made me actually dive into who the hell even made their web page. It's listed at the bottom there. And their website is designed by a company called Studio Ludalika, which honestly, when you go to this website, it kind of feels like it's Kim Belair's best friend or someone like that. It's a very shoddy, small operation from the looks of it, that they don't know what they're doing, but they're getting money from Sweet Baby Inc. to design their webpage. And of course, designed for feminists and queer.
Of course, every single time, man. Your identity should not define you. If you are the type of person that believes that your identity and your sexual preferences and your mental illnesses define you, then you are a huge problem to any company that you're going to be involved in. That is not how a normal, rational thinking human being defines themselves. You do not define yourself off of these characteristics. You just don't. You also shouldn't put your mental illness in your bio on social media for the world to see. But yet we see that a lot. And a lot of these people are involved with companies like Sweet Baby Inc. or Sweet Baby Inc. themselves. And you have these activists running wild across the gaming industry right now. It's widespread. And these companies continue to embrace these types of people because they're getting ESG money for it, because it's beneficial from that standpoint. But they don't actually turn any profits on these actual games that they're involved in because it's so much of a bigger agenda going on.
And I tried to look them up on Twitter to no avail. They used to have an account there, but it's gone now. So on their Instagram, I found why they decided to close their Twitter account, stating, condemning the use of the term cisgender is Musk's way of dismissing the experiences of trans and gender diversive individuals, implying that being cis is superior and natural. So that's why they decided to pick up and leave their business from Twitter and close down their Twitter account. Okay, I mean, you do you, but it kind of strikes me as a little bit odd that this business is able to just shut down their Twitter over a disagreement with Elon Musk, yet they're being paid with backroom deals with...
Elon Musk, man, bad. Elon Musk, man, bad. Always something. Always. Like, I guarantee you they were celebrating Elon Musk several years ago. Now, Elon Musk, man, bad.
Baby Inc.
Spaceman, bad.
It just makes you question everything going on behind the scenes here. The truth is simple. Sweet Baby Inc. is known for their DEI injection strategy, one that has thankfully been increasingly seen as complete BS in the video game industry. And because of that, they are doing everything they can to hide it. The video game industry deserves better than this. Gamers deserve better than this. And the more they try to hide it and conceal it, the more glaring their role in its problems becomes. And the more people that shine a light on exactly what they do, the better. We are making progress. This right here is proof positive of it. They keep trying to hide information, pretend that the gamers are the bad guys, when all we're trying to do as the customers of purchasing video games are trying to make informed decisions based off of who's working on these games and what they're doing to our beloved pastime. I don't really
100%. Like, that is, it's so simple yet so complicated, apparently. I've talked about it many times growing up, reading magazines like Electronic Gaming Monthly or Game Pro or Nintendo Power or Game Informer. I never had to worry about what is going on with the people involved with this, because all they were doing was delivering information about video games. It was never about, well, here's my personal opinion on political stuff going on in the real world. Here's my sexual orientation, and how does this game apply to my sexual orientation? Like, none of that was ever part of it. So you never had to worry about those things. Now, here we are. with all of these activists involved. And now you have to ask yourself, who's involved with this project? What are they doing? Why are they involved with this project? And what is their motivation behind the project? These are fair questions to ask in the current climate. And it's a sad reality of it, because I hate that we have to ask ourselves these questions, because I loved it when back in the day we didn't have to worry about these things. That's the state of video games right now.
I really think that's a bad thing, but then again, I'm not Kim Belair. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the...
Check out Smash JT's YouTube channel and his website. He's doing great work over there, so I really do appreciate him. The video itself with Kim Belair, there is a point in here where she does blame Elon Musk. And let me see if I can find it, because she really was upset. And here it is right here. Here we go.
We did have one bomb threat made to the police that they contacted us about, and at best, the nicest thing you would see in some of these spaces was that we were a punchline. But any defenders were really, really shouted down quite quickly. And in moments when this movement couldn't dig up like another reason to attack us, they would just kind of move on to other groups who they perceived to be like us. All while doing the work of erasing all of those people's and our actual jobs and interest, and papering over it with kind of that rallying cry of far-right supremacy, DEI. And as ridiculous and stupid as it all was, I actually was not prepared for the escalation of it when noted buffoon and Twitter CEO Elon Musk decided that he would chime in with his very cool thoughts.
Sweet Baby Inc. is an evil blight on the gaming industry. All they do is make games terrible and try to cancel people. They cannot go broke soon enough. Well said, sir. Well said indeed. And you are 100% accurate. And of course, I love how she's calling Elon Musk names, but yet she wants to play the fake victim when Elon Musk calls out her company, called out the company, but she called him specifically a name. And that's okay. That's okay. But like, you can't respond to them, but they can respond to you. It's just insane.
Yeah. Some very good thoughts in there. Lots to think about. So this was hard the whole time. Like, not since the beginning, it wasn't great. But we were receiving countless emails, all this constant hate. It was targeted enough to feel disconcerting, even when it was kind of silly, and it was also kind of drowning out the support. But when...
Do you want to talk about the fact that your own company, people from your own company, were trying to silence other people for simply stating the facts about your company? I'm sure that's going to be part of this, right? Of course it's not. There's no mention of that in this, because why would you actually talk about that? But this right here is a classic case of pure damage control right now. Sweet Baby Inc. is really, really frustrated, and they are panicking big time. And it's because they decided to go after gamers, and gamers have responded. This is your typical fuck around, find out situation. And Sweet Baby Inc. found out. Maybe don't attack people. Maybe don't try to silence people. Maybe don't try to do that. But hey, it is what it is. This is another classic example of wokeness being the disease that I've always said that it is. So definitely go check out Smash JT's stuff on this. I will have those links in the description. Shout out to him. Also, shout out to That Park Place for their coverage, and Cabrutus, and Grums, and so many other people out there that are covering all of this stuff and keeping the attention on Sweet Baby Inc. with the facts. The facts. And I know Kim Belair claims that she was like a victim of like all of these threats. I would love for you to show me who made those threats so I can call them out and we can call them out together, because no one that I know supports anything in terms of threatening people. So please share us receipts of the individuals responsible who did it so we can collectively hold them individuals accountable. Or you can continue to just act like it was all gamers that are responsible, because that's the game that people like Sweet Baby Inc. like to play. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.